TheElite.net is one of the most renowned speedrunning websites in history. Since the year 2000, it has been the sole record keeper for everything related to speedrunning GoldenEye 007 and Perfect Dark on the Nintendo 64. Its leaderboard is used so universally that the Elite is the de facto official leaderboard for these two rare classics. The website has an in-depth points system for ranking every player, leaderboards for every single individual level with hundreds of submitted times on each of them, and a world record page where, if you have the gaming skills, you can have your initials emblazoned beside legends such as Rayan Isran and Karl Jobst. But most importantly of all, it has what many speedrun communities are sorely lacking: a complete leaderboard of every single known world record and time ever proven to have been achieved since the website's inception. That's not to say that every score submitted to the site still stands on the leaderboard. Every one of them is subject to a strict standard of proof and quality, and failing any one of these parameters will result in the record being rejected. In 2013, a player by the name of Henning Blom was removed from the leaderboard after he was exposed for having spliced multiple world record speedruns, giving himself false credit for records he never actually achieved. More recently, in the latter half of 2018, Steven Zwartjes was removed from the rankings at his request after many of his claimed but unrecorded records were brought into question. And much earlier, in 2007, the infamous R. White Goose of the GoldenEye Speedlore YouTube series spliced several runs on the Frigate stage, also cheating his way to the top. And while his entire career wasn't removed from the site, he was given a 1-month suspension from the leaderboard and had any obviously cheated runs removed. These incidents all share one thing in common: the legitimacy of their records and their trustworthiness as a player were brought into question. Obviously, cheating at a game will warrant removal of any of your achieved records. However, what if the person isn't cheating? What if the person who is banned from the leaderboard has never submitted any times that are even suspected of foul play? Would it be justified to remove them from the leaderboard if the admins or community dislike them enough? Is it truly an accurate leaderboard if completely legitimate times aren't allowed to stand with all the others? Well, by the Elite's own account, removing your own runs that are already verified would not be permitted, and you would be forced to keep a legitimate time on their leaderboard even if you didn't want to. In fact, their own community code of conduct has a deleting rankings videos / taking rankings hostage statute. Quote, "Deletion of videos on your rankings page or attempts to use the threat of deletion for a personal agenda will result in a 2-week ban from Discord and the forums." It would seem, then, that the Elite's goal is not to have a leaderboard compiling the best times among its users, or the best times that people want to have on their site, but to have a leaderboard with the best times, full stop. But as of October 25th, 2018, they went against this very idea. My name is Christian Van Meter, and despite holding 5 legitimate world records and having several other highly ranked times, the Elite removed me from their leaderboard, stripping me of the credit for any of the completely legitimate times I've achieved throughout the year that I've been speedrunning and been involved in the Elite community. This came after several prominent community members campaigned for my removal over the course of that year. Instead of my actual legitimacy and skill as a speedrunner, which is what the rankings are intended to show, the Elite argues that my conduct and publicly posted political opinions are so at odds with their own that they don't want me associated with their website in any way. This started with a Discord ban, after which I didn't publicly associate myself with the community for around a year. However, after being constantly defamed with false accusations, lies, and calls to ban me from being ranked on the leaderboard, I made a satirical post on the Elite forums mocking R. White Goose, the prime instigator of the smear campaign. R. White Goose summarily used his community influence to have me permanently banned from the forum, despite making no personal attacks toward Goose and behaving much less egregiously than he does himself. After this, I disappeared from the community, as I couldn't have continued to engage in it even if I wanted to, only showing up in live stream chats and making Discord and forum alts for the sole purpose of reading what's going on in there. However, for the Elite, this wasn't enough. Even though I wasn't involved with the community in any way except for the occasional world record post, the site admins finally decided that my presence on the site was unwarranted in any capacity, and thus decided to remove me from their leaderboard entirely. On the day of the ban, I received a private message titled Site-Wide Ban from the site admin The Flash. You can pause the video if you'd like to read it out in its entirety, but it essentially says that they do not want my name to appear on their site in any place, that I will be IP blocked with threat of litigation for attempting to access the website, and that the rankings administrators are currently deciding what to do with my rankings page. Initially, the administrators had decided to just try to hide my name by changing my initials to 2 black underscores which blended in with the website's default dark gray color scheme. However, they later ultimately decided to completely remove me, thus giving me an even harsher punishment than convicted cheaters, such as current top 10 players R. White Goose and Jim Barrett. All of this is being done in secret. There have been no public posts about it, and the few individuals who managed to notice that my name wasn't showing up on the leaderboards were promptly silenced and told not to talk about it. R. White Goose has even gone as far as to threaten users with a rankings ban for even mentioning me, though as of yet this has not happened. The elite community is attempting to completely erase my entire footprint in the GoldenEye speedrunning world, simply because they don't like me. Take this example. So like, if I linked a run of his, I would get banned just for linking a video of the game? Yes, I would advocate for such. If you so much as hint that OMG he made a thread on Reddit, you will be very possibly banned for such an offense. Forget he ever existed. End of story. You're saying if I mention this outside of the elite? Like, okay, sure, the Discord getting banned is reasonable, but a full-on rankings ban is like... I'm telling you that it's very possible you get banned from the rankings for promulgating any discussion surrounding Ohrami anywhere. We do not want his name associated with the elite, end of story. So if you're associating with him and it can be traced back to the elite, that's a problem. Should someone's political beliefs, opinions, or outside actions really have any bearing on whether or not a person is actually allowed to be ranked on a leaderboard? Would you ever ask, who's the best conservative GoldenEye player? What does someone's actions, beliefs, opinions, or comments have anything to do with playing a video game? You could argue that in some games, such as sports competitions, where players have to meet in real life to play, that excluding some people with a history of violent crime could be acceptable. But even if you were to argue that people with a criminal record should be banned from an online speedrunning leaderboard, it wouldn't even apply to this case, as I have absolutely no criminal history, only controversial and very outspoken opinions. Do you really want to live in a world where a leaderboard doesn't necessarily show who's the best at a game, but instead who's the best who shares similar opinions to the people who run the leaderboard, or people who have no controversial beliefs? Limiting the competition in this way makes no practical sense, and it's only a detriment to me, the community, and the leaderboard itself. Listen to this clip to see exactly how this ban is affecting the community.
Yeah, Surface, I hear about Surface 2 Agent 46. It's like, it was like so hard for a long time. Like, Ilu almost got it, like after a crazy grind, right? And then there was that strategy of people opening the door from the top that just cracked it right open. And then, Glenn, Ivan, and Ohrami tied it, like pretty soon after that. And it's like, wait, hold on. I thought this was like a top tier world record, and you guys are coming on. Although, you know, although I guess in the revisionist history aspect, it's now just Glenn Ivan who tied it afterwards. Yeah, rip Ohrami.
Despite me legitimately achieving the world record on Surface 2 Agent, the revisionist history of the elite changes public perception to an extent that it is as if I never achieved it in the first place. Imagine if Rayan Isran, former GoldenEye champion with 34 world records and 6 untied world records across both GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, were to have the same conduct or behavior as me. I already know that the elite plays favorites and wouldn't ban him from the ranking unless he actually cheated, but suppose they did. Would you really feel good getting a world record Bunker 1 Secret Agent 21 when Ace already got the insane 22nd untied? The leaderboard would show you as being the best in the world, but are you really? Is it really a legitimate world record because the only person who beat you said or did something the admins didn't like? All of the details and minutiae of this case could turn this video into a very long dissertation, but this is the general idea of what's happened and why I feel like I'm being unfairly targeted by the elite because of personal disagreements between me and the site administrators. I hope this shows to the general public the dishonesty, favoritism, and general administrator corruption of the elite, and why in modern times they aren't holding up to their reputation as the most complete and accurate record keepers in speedrun history. With that, I'll conclude this video with a clip of me reacting to achieving one of my latest world records, Surface 2 Secret Agent 47, which I got this August after nearly 90 hours spent going for it.
Oh my god! Fuck! Please! Oh, please, man, please! Oh my god! Yes! Finally! Yes! Oh my god! I fucking did it! I fucking did it!
Guys, IP, checking all this shit in this comp.